Morning, 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 morning. What's up, everybody? Welcome to my spot. It's the one and only Coach Josh Smalls in the building. You know what it is. I'm using plastic fork today. See how I'm trying? Oh, and I bust the pack at the bottom. Trying to get my morning started. It has been a crazy week for me. Ramin, what up, fam? Yo, call me when you call. Send me a text, bro, so I can talk to you after the show off. Because there's some things I need to talk to you about. Um, I am going to start this morning off a little different than I normally do. And the reason for that is because I can do that. So I'm hoping y'all enjoy it and see what's happening. We got my coffee cake ready. So this morning, my baby girl gave me a call yesterday, and she says that she want to come and hang out and spend some daddy-daughter time, and that's always a beautiful thing for me. So in honor of that special moment, while I'm waiting on our guest to hit me up, I want to read some of her book for y'all, and I'm reading it to y'all, but I'm reading it for me, if that makes sense. Because sometimes we got to celebrate what we need to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to start off that today, and I hope y'all enjoy it. And if y'all don't, write me a letter about it, and we'll see what's up. So I'm reading from my last book, 101 Love Notes from Dad, and then we'll go over some stuff. So I'm just going to jump in. Y'all can actually post if you want me to read a particular poem from 1 to 89. And we'll go in, we'll do that. So if you have the book, you're welcome to read along. And if you don't have it, it is what it is. But I'm going to read some. Here we go. Love this book. So after the dedication, right, I have the first poem in the book. Lucy said 77. Okay, Lucy, you own it today. I'm going to go at 77 because you said so. That's a strong, powerful number. 77, 14, and then 5. That's a powerful, powerful number. Powerful number. Let's read 77. I know you're waiting for your large version. Amazon was having some issues, and I had to bring something back and start over. But I got you. I got you. I didn't forget you. I will give anything in this world to just be able to sit and watch your lovely shadow dance across the room. And the sweet sound of your 6-year-old laughs, the ones that made my eyes bulge and made my heart pump harder. Those laughs that said, Daddy can do no wrong. None of your eyes. I will give anything in this world to know your innermost emotions so that I can know everything you need me to know. I will listen to all the secrets you've kept. Locked inside of your secret purposes, I would stretch these arms past imagination to keep them secure. I will give anything in this world for one last smile. And even if I can't see it, I'll just imagine it lining the clouds as the morning sun begins to make itself present. I will give anything in this world for you. 7 is the sign of completion. It is. So 7 plus 7 is 14, right? 14 is, well, the way I get it, 14 is knowledge, culture, and born together, that's 5, which is power. So it's a very powerful number, 77. 7 is a number of completion. 7 is a number of some people say the number of God. It's a very powerful number. Very powerful number. So nobody else put a number. Well, maybe we'll read number 7 since 7 is popping up. We'll read 7. So I'm waiting for y'all guests, but I've learned that there's a lot going on with this COVID situation now. And a lot of people are having some different challenges and different things they have to deal with getting through. So I'm going to start off today this way, and we'll break into some talks. And let's just talk about this book. Am I skipping? Y'all might have to go on IG is tripping. So I'm not on the Wi-Fi because of that. And then when I get on the Wi-Fi, it says that it's doing that. So let's try this. I want to try to get off here. I'm going to try to get on the Wi-Fi and see if that works, because I don't know why it's doing that. But we'll try. We'll see if we can fix it, okay? Mike and Brittany, thanks for good morning on the joint. Y'all, IG, hold on a second. We go on YouTube, right? So we'll try. I'm going to try the Wi-Fi, so y'all hold on a second. So for y'all that's on the live, just bear with me. I try to keep the Wi-Fi going on for people who cannot access this when while they're at work or whatever the case may be, they can't get on. So I try to keep the IG going so they can watch it on IG. So hopefully this will fix IG, and if not, I suggest you come on the live, and we'll do that, and we'll see how it works. So I'm gonna read number 7 since 7 kept popping up. We had 77. I want to show y'all something. Look at this. This is why I love this book. Can y'all see that? I mean, that is like, my goodness, such a precious picture. It's not working, Tiffany. Well, YouTube, come on, YouTube. Sorry, y'all. I'm doing the best I can. IG has a lot of people using it, so it kind of throws it off. So that's probably what it is. But we're gonna read number 7, and we're gonna ride it out. Y'all welcome to ask any questions. Anything y'all want about the book, you're welcome to do that. If you have a number you suggest you want me to read, I can read that, and we can talk about it. No problem with that. Good morning, Kendra, Tiffany, Mike, Lucian is in the building. Brittany Thomas is in the building. Thank y'all for tuning in. On IG, we got on IG. We got Mike is in the building. Venus is in the building, and we got Cartier Lenses is in the building. So appreciate y'all for tuning in, and for people coming in now. I can't bring everybody's name off. I'm sorry. I love y'all, but so let's go. Number 7. You were born, and my new moon appeared. Your smile brought such sweetness to the air, sadness had to find a new home. The word lonely became an ungodly language. There's not a day that doesn't carry a laugh in its wind. Not a day goes by where your presence isn't needed to waterfall us back to joyfulness. There's not a day in this lifetime that comes and makes itself known without you, or plants the likeness of your whispering voice along the margin of delight and fantasy, because you make life feel unbelievable. There's not a day that comes without your twinkle, never a day without the light blinding us from the madness of the day. Not a day without your silhouette becoming an eclipse. Never a day without your fingerprints grabbing our affections and holding them captive to your existence. Not a day goes by without your smile gleaming perfectly like the sun. In the moment that the storm fades away, not a day when my world doesn't spin to the cadence of you in your perfect song. Yeah, man. I love that. I love this book. I absolutely love this book. I should have done this a while ago. I've read some before, but I want to do this pretty more often. And I want to do a live and a Zoom rather for fathers and daughters. And they come in, and I'll do that, and we can go through the book and read the book and talk about some things. I definitely want to do that. If you have your book, I encourage you to do it. Read your book. Read your book. AJ, what's up, brother? Emmanuel Cole in the building. Ramadan is in the building. Saint is in the building. Listen, make sure if you have your book, you promote your book. I'm just going to read number 8 because I'll flip to it. And then we can talk about, oh, sorry, Kendra got number 15. My bad, Kendra. My bad. Let me show you another beautiful picture that I love. This was her graduation pictures. Hold on. That's it. Look at that picture. That's a graduation picture. And I made a collage of it. So it's going to be colorful, but colorful made it so expensive. So I'm going to order a color one for myself to have, but it's so expensive for other people to buy. And not that I don't think people would pay for it. I just felt like I didn't need to do that right away. And I'll get to it and put that out there. Let's go with number 14. It's a short one too, Kendra. And to think that I was once your superhero. To know that I was the Superman to your livelihood. He who held the mightiest title known to man. To know that you saw me bigger than I saw myself. To see your eyes find me in the frenzy of a moment, as if nothing proved able. To chamber our connectivity, you, the one who makes the word goodbye unfathomable. I love that poem. I love that poem. It reminds me when she was young and where you've been Was you afraid to show your face because the sorry when y'all got Sunday? Huh? Oh, you must be talking to somebody else. Okay. I was tripping. 57. I got you, Illusion. I was like, sorry, when? What's going on? Okay, we're going to 57. I like when y'all pick numbers that are way out there. 57 is a powerful number. That's power, and there's power in God. Then that's 13. There's knowledge, understanding. That's 14. That's for culture. So I love that. And of the moment, this one, the one with your name etched across my memory as if God made you into a commandment. This moment, as I submit myself to thee like a ritual. Let me practice this worship dance that has your name in cursive letters. And this moment, minus the weather, minus the season, this moment, while in my mind you're seated at your Dora the Explorer desk in the 2-bedroom apartment and haven't turned 10 years old yet. Those days when I had to leave you because school made us remain obedient. On this day, when all I can see is puffy hair and puffy cheeks, and milk became your favorite as it always has been, and daddy's phone was your personal handball, and I would let you drop it to the floor before it became too expensive to let overheat. And on this day, with your name frontlining my thoughts, and your arms too far away to wrap around me, in this moment, I'll say the very thing I love to say. That is, baby girl, I love you. Yeah. This book makes me a little emotional, so y'all don't mind me if you get a tear or two coming down. Good morning, Francie Cakes. Good morning. Oh, that's Miss Fran. Hey, Miss Fran. I know who that is now. I couldn't read your name, and it ain't that on Zoom. Good morning. Thank you for coming here. I'm reading from my book that I wrote for my daughter last year. No, I wrote it last year, and it was published this year. And we're just going through a few. People are giving me numbers to read from 1 to 89. And Kendra's on fire, so we're going to number 12. Kendra ain't playing. Give me that. If you've purchased this book, I ask you to read it to your daughter, read it with your dad. I have a friend of mine whose dad is challenging. He has a challenging fight with cancer right now. And I told her, I said, I know it's emotional, but read it so that he will remember, right? Read it so that he knows and remind him of, who he was to you. Read it because there's a lot in it. Okay, Venus, I'll put it up there. I prefer them to not get it from Amazon. I prefer them to DM me though, but I'll put it up there in a minute because I'll copy it because it goes to having to put the link and put up there. I have to copy paste it, but I'll do it in a minute. Number 12. And when she smiles, it's like paradise. It feels like holidays and party time. I feel like the world has just begun. It feels like life finally has a reason to become normal. When she smiles, it's perfect. Life becomes spotless and free from comparison. When she smiles, tears become raindrops and cheekbones become infrastructures, and her smile becomes the perfect layer. She becomes the perfect gift, the one we've been waiting for when she smiles, we become intergalactic, and the planets begin to dance when she smiles. Heaven begins to rebuild itself. God begins to reiterate what we keep missing when she smiles. I have a reason. I find my tranquility. Peace finds another place to be present, and she becomes the moon. When she smiles, we learn what affection means, and love, and family, and daddy-daughter reunions. When she smiles, we become supreme and unsurpassable. When she smiles, we become prophecy. And we find the reason in her smile. We find origin when she smiles. Our work is done. For when she smiles, life begins. Yeah, man. I love that poem, man. AJ, what's up? Juicy, what's good? I love that poem. And I remember, so she was going through such a traumatic time. She was going through such a depression. And I mean, I only could give what I have, right? I can only give what I have. And if I don't have, if I don't have it, I don't know, what to give. So I can only give you what I have. And all I had was to give her these words. I just wanted to build her up from wherever she was. Emmanuel says 40. Okay, we go 40. Okay, 73. Oh, I got 73, then 40. Okay, my bad. Y'all moving fast over here. Hold tight. 73 and then 40, Emmanuel. I got you. I'll write that down. 73. And I challenge people, man, you don't have to be a poet to write letters to your children. Write them. Write the letters to your children because they get it later on and it means a lot more. So write them letters. Write letters to your loved ones that are no longer here with you. Write letters to people that you miss. Just write a letter. It's different. It's different if you're making a phone call. And a letter they can read and cherish and put your perfume or cologne on if you want to, whatever you want. Whatever you want. But write the letters. Just mail them out, 73. I waited for your call back on this day. And I tried waiting as long as I could, but even with my hands full of so much of what today demanded of me still, my brain never reached that fork in the road, so there I stood like a security guard. And I held my post as if compensation was as close as the next breeze. But the wind had already claimed my face, and still you didn't call. And the traffic kept flowing, but you still did not call. My phone was still full of life because I've now attached it to my car's battery. The scam likely calls flooded through, and those who always want something from me found my number on speed dial. And all I wanted to do was hear from you. My ears were already dancing to your heavy voice, telling Cash to stop, or calling Kelby to her favorite place on your thigh, but still you did not call. And the dad in me said, hey man, time's up. She belongs to you even if she lives under a roof that is not yours. And the FaceTime screen showed your lovely face until you answered. And I received the absolute loveliest hey I could have ever asked for. It matters not that I just spoke to you just a few hours ago, because at last I have everything I need to remain grateful and full. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man, I love this book. And I think people, when you have books, you need to go back and reread them. I always tell my daughter, I hope you read the book. And I hope you read it and hear my voice. Because that's important to me. Thank you, Tiffany. Look at this picture right here. Look at that picture. See that? I mean, what could you do with that smile? That smile is amazing. Oh, so we going to 40. Emmanuel wanted 40. I got you, Emmanuel. Here we go. Oh, I got 39 folded over. That 40 is a short one too, so I'm gonna read 39 right after. Read 39. And then there's you. The answer to all is in you. Everything has a purpose and everything sounds like scripture. For it is both believable and worthy of all praise. I thank God for you. For you are the ultimate package. Yeah, I remember I was trying to send her something in a rush because she had to go and do something. And I just tried to get it before she turned her phone off. If you are a father in here and you have a daughter, this is a book you want for your baby girl. I don't care what her age is. This is a book she should have. It's a book that you would enjoy reading. When my daughter's born and she has a book, when I'm old and gray and It's that time. I want both of them to have their books and to hear my voice while they're reading it. You know, I think I'm finna start writing a journal of notes to my daughters. Yes, Emmanuel, do that. Do that. That is excellent, bro. I have an idea that I'm going to do that I want to put out later on, but I ain't going to expose it now. But yes, do that. You should write to your children, or you should write to your children. And I tell people, like, to help with your loved ones that you miss, you should write them letters. Or just write to them plain English. Just, this is how I feel, and just write it down. Be blunt and be on it. I'm gonna read 39. I may read one more, but that's about it. We're gonna have some conversation coming up. Ode to the crocodile tears, the ones that somehow swallow your face when discomfort sets in, when instability rang your doorbell and it seems no one would answer. You would always count. You could always count on them, and could also count on them to tell me you needed something, even when words couldn't form themselves between your clasped lips. It was those tears that became a roadmap to your troubles. And this world had to sit down. This world had to find a back seat and a transfer, because there was nothing in this world that could topple the effects of those basketball-sized tears. We called them crocodile tears because we didn't know, but because they were beautiful. Even during the pain, they were beautiful. Even after the wars and after the breakups, they were still beautiful. Just like today, just like everything about you. There's but one word that could handle its own, just like those big crocodile tears. They too are beautiful, only because they belong to you. Number 39. On that day, she was not doing well, and she was crying. Yeah, she was crying. And to watch your child cry, it does something to you. And then when there's something that, um, um, Juicy, be quiet. To mention when a child has an uncontrollable effect or uncontrollable um, situation happening, and there's nothing you can do to help it, and then you see those big tears come. You just try to do everything that you can. You try to give all the answers, but you don't have them. You try to make mention that, hey, I'm here even though I feel helpless. And what she did for me after the book was done and completed, and she got to read it, and she saw it, and we went on. I'm gonna bring her on one day and have her on the show with me, just because, and I'll read to her and see how she responds to it. But she, I didn't have anything to give her, and she told me once the book was done, she said, "Dad, you did the only thing that I needed you to do." And I'm like, "What? Write you notes and letters?" And she was like, "No, you just listened without trying to find the answer because you didn't have it." And I'm fine with that. But what made it better is because she said the only thing I did was do what she needed me to do, and that was just listen. And I sat in that moment. We were sitting in my car, and I was just like, wow. Because I didn't know that that's what I was doing, right? And she said the reason this book should be what it's going to be is because she'll be able to tell people, hey, listen, um, sometimes children don't want you to find the answer as a parent. They just want you to listen. And how many times do we do that when our children tell us we try to fix their problems? You have grown adults whose mothers and fathers are still trying to fix their problems. And it's not necessarily for them to fix. It's not your problem. And I think that was so magical when she said that. You know what I mean? Like, wow, who would have thought that she would say that? Who would have said that is um, um, what she needed? And then she knows that was what she needed. You know what I'm saying? Even though she couldn't say it right then and there. I'll read some more because I see some folks want to hear. Hold on a second. I gotta put this up here. I'm gonna put my Amazon link. If you want to go to Amazon, you can go there. But I'll just put here. I'm excited about this book. I've always been this way. I've always felt like this book would be it would push me to another level. Put it like that. I knew that this book would definitely um, have me in a space that I probably didn't even understand. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you that's good stuff. This is the second story I heard today about fathers just being solicited daughters. Mike, we don't do enough. More thoughts of the building. Daybreak was good. I don't mean to get you emotional. I'm too gangster for that. Um, but imagine reading this book to your child, right? And I'm telling you, my daughter knew uh, when I read it to her, when I brought her on. So she came to the day that the book was supposed to release. There had some issues with the editor, things didn't work out. But um, I'll see y'all later, fam. I got to roll. Okay, Lucian, appreciate you coming in. Um, some issues happened and the book wasn't released in time. But when we had the show that I was on, I had my daughter on. She was sitting next to me and she hadn't seen the book. She didn't even know she was going to see it. And I showed it to her for the first time on camera and I read some of the book to her. And it was really, really, really amazing to see her face light up. I'm trying to find that video, but I can't find it. I had it posted, but I can't find it. Keep reading. Daybreak, what number? Give me a number from 1 to 89. Give me a number and I'll read that for you. I'm spilling coffee here. So I really, really am proud of this book. Not that I'm not proud of any of my other books, right? But it's just that it had a different had a different feeling. It was a different motive behind it. It was such a beautiful message to deliver, and not knowing what it would be later on. You know what I'm saying? So to have it now, after going through all of that, and just like here's what we had. It's like wow. I got two, and I'm glad they came before my son. Yeah, I think daughters allow you to do some different kind of thinking, if you would. Daughters make you think differently. You move differently with daughters for sure. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I don't know. I'm just here for whatever it is that I'm supposed to be here for. I'm here for it. And I didn't realize what my daughters would teach us. Daughters teach a man how to daddy. There you go, Mike. That should be a poem. Daughters teach a man how to daddy. That should be a poem. I'm going to read the first one in the book and see how that rolls out. Azar King, what up, bro? So it's an intro to the book. Before, okay, Daybreak, you want 17? It's an intro to the book before you actually get to the first poem. I'm gonna read that. But Daybreak asked for 17. I'm gonna read 17. So, like I said, if y'all want the book, holler at me, and I get you a copy. And DM me. Don't give my money to Amazon. Give it to me. From the scraped knees to the eczema dry skin, I've seen it all. Even down to the times when telling the truth was almost the hardest thing for you to do. And the times when I tried to attach those hair bows to the puffy hair you had atop of your beautiful head. Those were the days. I remember them like my first name. As if it just happened moments ago. I would give anything to have them back. But for now, I'll just enjoy every moment that we have. That's 17. 44, poems coming soon. As I said, I heard Kendra tell me to write. All right, 44, Daybreak, I got you. 44. It's 45. This is 44. I would love to see you now, to hold you within my loving arms and listen to the blowing wind. Hear it fight its way around the bubble of forever love, the one that we share. Nothing in this world can separate us. Your heartbeat has become my beacon. and I am intoxicated, addicted, and imprisoned by your narcissism. If ever there was a drug of choice, my dearest heart, you are the only one acceptable, always. Yeah, that was a short one. I like when they're short and sweet too, because sometimes they hit different. You know what I mean? They hit different. Let me see. I'm going to read in with this book. With this book, I grant thee the only entry needed. Within every page and keystroke, I have spread more of me than I can imagine. And it's all for you, so that you never have to wonder what true love feels like. And it should always sound like my voice whispering unto you. With this book, here we are, as we always have been, and will remain as it was written, a pair sharing the fundamentals of unconditional love. And with you, I now know love and what it means to feel love, finding its clear path through this world. With this book, I hope to confirm why I make sure you never touch a door handle when I'm near, and not that you, and that you never forget why I run to you whenever there's a bad dream or when unfriendly people make you feel unwelcome. With this book, I hope to umbrella those unpleasant moments. I hope to catch you when life pulls the rug from under where you're standing. With this book, I want you to remember those times when no one else would answer. And when it seems like no one else can come to your side, always remember why I come. Never question why I run to you or why my mornings become brighter, and somehow find the wings needed to usher in the only smile that melts me away. With this book, I want you to remember the highest power. Believe in that which makes you a better person, and know that coincidence and God cannot hold the same space. Believe in destiny. Have the courage to be bold and know that your presence keeps this world in balance and spinning on its right axle. With this book, we may not change the world, but we can give every bit of who we are to this world, and they will come to know us. And they will know how powerful and beautiful the most precious four-letter words in this world truly is. With this book, we can make clouds gather and make the moon rainbow itself behind the dancing stars. With this book, the piano sounds a little sweeter. The chorus feels a bit fuller than last Sunday, and the guitar strings have married the fingers and ears within every measure. With this book, I hope God is pleased. I hope the sun shines just a little longer. With this book, I pledge to you, just as sure as I'm writing every word. With this book, every eye shall know that I love you. Every ear will witness how dear you are to me. With this book, I grant thee access to every part of me, just as you run through every chamber of my sacred heart. With this book, I share the deepest notions of my affections. For with this book, I say, I love you. Yeah, man, that's my baby girl's book right there. I can't wait for Mina's book too. It's gonna be such a great thing, man. Like I said, if you haven't copied it, man, if you haven't gotten it, it's 101 Love Notes from Dad. Holla at your boy, I'll get you hooked up. And yeah, man, that's my man. Let me write this down. 100. Am I talking 100 one? 100, right? Oh, okay, hold on. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. How y'all feel about that book? How does that make you feel? What does that make you think? Does it give you um, The idea is to put people in your world when you write a book. Your writing should be for other people to get a glimpse of wherever you're trying to lead them, wherever you're trying to take them. And I think when you do that, when it's done right, it comes from a place that you may not even understand totally. It comes from a place where you can actually say, "Hey, I can walk there, although I've never been there, although I never went there." Daybreak, send me a DM me. I got you. I'll hook you up. Just send me a DM, and I'll lead you to where you want to be. Um, I have a challenge for myself that and I'll just be vulnerable with y'all right now. I don't mind. Because of the relationship with my sons and myself, I don't know that they would even receive such a book, but I'm going to write it anyway. But it's really hard because of the things that they had to stomach. Well, we all had to stomach. I have two sons in New York City. We had to stomach some things, but um, for whatever reason, they still keep the distance. And I get it. I mean, children, you have to let them be who they are and grow into who they grow into, especially when they're adults, right? When they're grown in their 20s, you have to let them be. And so what my plan is to write that book from father to son. And it's going to be a very emotional, it's going to be a very emotional book. And it's going to take a lot to bring that book to a head. But I want to write this book for other men who are battling having a relationship with their sons. And it could be with their children, with their daughters too. However, I don't have that it's a different battle with my daughters than it is with my sons. My daughters doesn't fight me like that. Yeah, Mike, I want to write that one, but I'm going to really need time for that, because it's going to be some healing that I have to do within myself, and there's some hurtful things that I have to write about and touch on. So I'm putting it all together, but I hadn't begun the process yet, because that book is going to start off um, as a letter, right? It's going to start off as a letter, dear son, and both of them will be able to read it and have it. Yeah, Mo, I'm gonna take my time with it. I don't think that that's a book that I can rush through, and I don't know how big it's going to be. It might be a huge book for all I know. It might be a smaller book. I don't know. But let's corroborate the books of fathers and sons. Mike, actually, one of the master classes I want to do is going to speak on that. So I want to do fathers and then mothers, and do master classes with both. So I'm looking at that coming up next. So yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get it. Let's get it. KC Hill, good morning. There is a lot to say to people who have yet to express those things about how they feel about what has happened with their children, between them and their children. I think you really do a disservice to the child when you are in the middle. You should I don't care how much you dislike the person that you lay down to have a child with. You should push your child to making that connection, not be in the middle, not be trying to tell them when and when not to. You should be telling your child, listen, that's your mother, that's your father. You make that work. Don't tell me it can't work. If my daughter was with me, and don't matter if I don't like her mother, don't matter if her mother and I don't speak, she deserves that relationship with her mother and her mother with her child. Same thing with a father. A father deserves that relationship. And I think we don't do enough talking about how to make that happen, and how to remove ourselves from that bull. Sugar Hill, good morning. How to remove ourselves from that foolishness. It's foolishness to sit here and say, oh, your father ain't this and ain't that, so I don't want you to spend time. I know what it feels like for you to go pick up your kid, and the mother say, no, you can't take the child. Now, I don't know my rights in that. I didn't know then, I do now. But I didn't know I have the right to that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of men don't know. We have a right. We have a right. And a lot of times people we don't know, so we just let shit happen. And I've called my son's mother after decades of not speaking or nothing, and I made amends. And I made amends in hopes to building a better relationship with my sons. And I wanted them to say that, dad is big enough to swallow these tough rocks and sandpaper to make a better situation so that we can have a better relationship. And if you choose to not have that, then that's on you. Crazy part about that is I can text their mother right now. After all these decades of not speaking, I can text her right now and have a decent damn conversation, and then I can have a conversation with them. So the damage, once the damage is done, it's really, it's not always that easily it's not always that easily fixed. It's not easy to make that go back to what it should be or what you would have liked it to be. And I think that's part of the problem. We're sitting here so busy worrying about how it looks or how it feels and all this other stuff, and it's just not. It's not. Court system makes the father afraid. It does, Mike. It does. The court system makes. Do you know a woman can be on any kind of drugs, and there's so much you have to do to prove that she's unfit to have a child, right? But it doesn't take that with the father. The court system bases the fatherhood on finances. That's it. You can't afford a lawyer to go to court with your children, bruh, you're in trouble. The courts make the father, which makes it seem like the women, and don't get me wrong, because there's some women that only after the money, that money makes the thing. But there's some, the court system makes it so that women have to see it that way. Or if he can't do, then he can't be. We as a people learn all too well to forgive everyone, but those who look like us and family. AJ, that's it in a nutshell. We will continuously forgive everybody else. We always do it. We always do it. I don't know where my man at. We always do. Everybody else has the goal, and we don't. We're still sitting here trying to figure out why we can't get past this point. We forgive the wrong shit for the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? We forgive the wrong shit for the wrong reasons. We always constantly on another. I can forgive for this, but because this happened, I can't never forgive that. And then we're looking for people outside of us to give us what we should have. If you can't afford a lawyer the first time, you will never be able to. Right. If you can't, listen, if you go in that courtroom and you don't have a lawyer, as a father fighting for your kids, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. Unless you know law and you can break it down like that, you're in trouble. And sometimes even then you are in trouble. You ever seen a grown man stand outside family court crying? That was me. To a group like the Ain't Right Tribe is more family. You know what, Mike? That's it. The key is you build community around what you reflect. So if you got just chaos around you all the time, I mean, where you going? Where you going? So you got to build your circle. I've learned a great deal in writing that book. I enjoy the feel of it. I lowered my father's child support. I didn't want to break him. Sugar Hill, thank you. Thank you for that. I know that what I do believe, right, Sugar Hill, what I would like to believe is that you could a mother and father could get together, and let's just get some paperwork stating that we're going to do this so we can avoid going to court. Let's go ahead and notarize that we agree we're going to do this so we don't go to court. Why can't we do that? We can do it, man. If we just take emotion and throw the shit away. I don't think that a child's parents should be at odds for the rest of the child's life. You know what I mean? I had witnesses, the judge denied them interest. Exactly, AJ. The court system. Okay, let's step back. Let's step back. This system that we live in here, this system, this government, all of the Congress, everything that's written was written by men who said, and I quote, "This is a country for white men." There was a president, I think it was Johnson, that said, I could be wrong, it was a president who said that this is a country for white men, and it will always be a country for white men as long as I'm in this seat, as long as I'm in Congress, as long as I'm the president. And you got to remember that these are things written in the Constitution that we don't know about. AJ, me and you was talking about that. You can read the Constitution, but which one are you reading? I want the original text so I can know exactly what you mean. And part of everything is we don't understand law and all of that business. I hate a lot of business writing. I hate it. It gives me a headache. I think it was Johnson. I think so. I could be wrong, Mike, because I don't have it in front of me. But you can probably Google it. It's a president that said that. It was a president who said that. And I think it was Johnson. I'm not sure. I'm not sure because I don't have the notes in front of me. But we can Google it. And I got it written down somewhere because I was doing that into one of the Zooms. Okay, bet. Look it up, Mike. But I'm saying that to say that it means just what it is, that this system ain't never for a black man to win. It's never for that. I did that poem about Barack Obama, and they didn't see Barack coming. In fact, they didn't see JFK coming. They didn't know JFK. That's why they killed JFK. They didn't see him coming. They thought JFK was going to be in that. I think he was a senator. No, he was a governor, right? They basically gave him that to get him out of the way. They didn't see him becoming the president. And he did. And they did not like that. Stefan, what's up, bro? They did not like that. They did not like that. He was, I'm not going to say he was the best thing for a country. L Boogie, what's up, bro? Good to see you, family. JFK was a good president for the country. Okay? It was good for the country. Now, I'm not bringing anybody up. I'm not sure what it is. We're not doing open mic or anything like that. JFK was a good president for the country. Not necessarily for black people or for white people, for a country, because he wanted equality in a lot of areas that we would never going to see. Okay, a lot of things that we're fighting for now still, I believe he had that on the table. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't want that. The main thing is they didn't want him putting all the restrictions on their liquor and all that. Because you remember his daddy was a bootlegger. And he bootlegged their ass all the way up to the highest office in the country. But we don't understand the history of it. But these constitutional laws and all these things was written by men who felt like this is the white man's country and that's it. And there's no getting around that. So when black men go into court systems and you go into court about things, you have to have a Johnny Cochran. You have to have somebody who could really get in here and fight for you. Because if not, bro, I got a partner of mine, man. We rolled up and driving hours going to court, and his son said something disrespectful. And he said, boy, I'll tear you behind up when I get there. We get to the court. We on our way to the court. By the time we got there, the courts told him that he can't see his kid and that he threatened his kid. So his kid is scared to go. And all this stuff his mother told him to do. And he ain't none of that. And that woman know that. But just destroyed his relationship. And it's hard, man. It's hard. Andrew Johnson. See, I told you, Mike. I might not have my stuff all the way on, but I'm there. And he said it, man, and they meant it. But he was, I'm going to tell you what I do like about 45. He ain't scared to tell you how he feel. He ain't scared to tell you, I don't hear none of that. He lies all the time, and he ain't scared to tell you that this is how I feel about it. This is a joke to me. You know what I'm saying? And that is what we need. That it's the only way we get our stuff together. When they pacify us and give us things, we just walk with it. We don't get ourselves together. We don't get ourselves together. It's when they tell us how it is and they force us to get together. That's what we need. And some of y'all might disagree with me on that, but I think when the times is the hardest, is the only time we get together. We won't get together no other time to do nothing. We're cousins from now on. I'm trying to find a lawyer still to this day. Yeah, AJ, man. It's hard, brother. It's hard. and I got some things that I need to work out too, and finding attorneys that can fight for you for what you need is really hard. It's really hard. But it goes back to what I'm saying. This is not this government, this system, and then they say things like when we say that that's anti-American. Well, let's just be clear. Being born in a place doesn't make you of that place. AJ, I love when you say your poems that this is not our home. And you made a poem, you said the soil hurt your feet. It don't feel like home. And I know I'm paraphrasing, I'm missing a bit, but that resonates so big with me because you got to understand that. When you walk outside your house, I don't care where you at, and whatever you're focusing on that day has your attention. But when you really sit back and ask yourself, if you was talking to your creator and your creator said, listen, I want to talk to you about what it feels like living in your home. And I'm not talking about just in your house or your apartment. I'm talking living in a place that feels like home. So in other words, if you at your cousin's house or your best friend's house, you spend that, you sleep on the sofa and it's cold, you was drunk from hungover the night before, it's cold, and you got that blanket around, you're trying to keep yourself warm, right? That don't feel like your bed. Nothing feels like home. Alice in Wonderland? No, not Alice in Wonderland. The Wizard of Oz, there's no place like home. You can't tell me this feels like home. Not when they're still shooting us down like dogs in the street. In this country, dogs can go in restaurants that we can't go in. A dog can walk in a restaurant in certain places, and your black tail can't walk without being looked up and down. And you got people now walking around in the hood, walking their little dogs, putting them in bags and parachuting them around and all this kind of stuff. And you can't even feel comfortable in your own place, the own residence where you live at. I saw a documentary where in New York City, across the street from the projects, they have a school that they built that people in the projects can't afford to go to. And it's right across the street. So you got this luxurious school institution here across the street from your house. You got to walk past that to go to the raggedy public school because you can't afford to go to that school. It don't make sense, man. It don't make sense. Yeah, Trump made folks get real with themselves. He did. He made folks really get real with themselves. I have some connections that may be able to help. Casey, whatever connections you have, please, if you can put your information in the feed, or if you can reach out to me and I'll reach out to AJ, whatever, or me, whoever you got those connections for, that's what I'm talking about. We have to be, because there may be some connections that I need too. I'm dealing with some family court matters as well. So yeah, please reach out. And if you're in touch with AJ, I'll definitely put you in touch with him too. And everybody's situation is different, but this is why I started this having these talks. I don't fall out when my guests can't make it and things happen and they don't show up, because I know there's something that somebody's going to receive. Had we not been in this thing, maybe AJ wouldn't have gotten this information, and maybe I wouldn't have gotten it either. And maybe you have some information that we really, really need to have. And if it works, then beautiful. If it didn't, you put forth effort, and I appreciate that. So school is as close as freedom. There you go, AJ. Yep, I agree, John. I mean, Obama, and I want to be clear with this because I don't dog Obama. I don't dog him. I used to be, Carla, good morning to you. I used to be really strong on what I felt Obama should have done and all this stuff here. But I want to be clear. If Obama had the power to do so much, imagine what Trump would have done if he had the power to do so. Listen to what I'm saying. If Obama had the power to do some of the things we wanted him to do automatically, imagine what number 45 would have done in that office if he could just do whatever. Now, he did do some things that he could do. He just did it, right? I'm not going to tell you Obama did everything great, but Obama did what he could. But if he had the power, imagine what 45 would have did with that same power. So I want y'all to really think about that, because we talked a lot about, oh, Obama should have this, Obama that. We ain't never been in that position. And we look at what 45, imagine what he would have done if he didn't have to answer to nobody to do some of the things that he wanted to do, that in his heart he wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And I had to apologize I mean, not that he heard it, but had to apologize. Well, we're not gonna talk about 45 no more. I'm not gonna talk about it no more. I'm not giving him no credit, but I'm just saying, Cal, he's why I have a few people. Okay. Got you. Okay. I got you, son. Good. So we in touch. Good. We got it. AJ, I'm gonna make sure you in touch. That's E. Cole's wife. So if you don't know, we got the connection. So we'll talk about it. How much blame do we put on ourselves? Right, AJ. That's right where I was going at. We talk so much about what other people haven't done, and we ain't do nothing. AJ, I want to really get on a campaign. I want me and I to work out how we can start talking about how we start educating our people on how to become governors and senators and aldermen and all these other smaller positions. How do we put these people in those positions? I really want to spend some time on that, bro, and see how we can talk about at least creating the wave. At least let's be the ripple in the water, and let that ripple become a wave somewhere down the line, so that we can have. Because I'm telling just everybody on this feed, what we need to do, we need to find out how to keep these kids that are in school, how to make them read. I understand that they're failing in schools, they're not showing up to class, they're not doing the work. We got to figure out how to keep them reading and learning. Now, I'm not mad that they not showing up for school, because school ain't teaching them nothing worth the hell anyway. You know what I'm saying? And AJ, I got some folks that we can talk to about all of that. Who's running for Senate that makes sense for us to run with, and all these things like that. And we'll talk about that. But we really need read to them. Yeah, read to them, saying we got to read to them. We really need to figure out how to prepare these children for what's coming next. They ain't teaching them worth a damn in school anyway. I'm just gonna be honest. The way they teach them in school, it ain't worth a damn anyway. And parents don't have it. All of y'all that know me, that have love for me and my brother, and we have love in this community, we had to figure out how we make this plain and make it affordable. We can put it together in a package, and have, damn it, the government can't teach them. The government got money to give the schools. We can take the money that the little bit of pennies they give in the school, and implement it in the damn households anyway. They ain't giving them no damn money anyway. Give us the money so we can teach. And as writers, as poets, as creators, we can do that, man. They got to keep it interesting, so that, yes, strange. They got to keep it interesting, but they have to be teaching them something. We don't listen. They talk about George Washington Carver and the peanut, right? But they don't talk about all the stuff that he got from the peanut. They don't talk about all the stuff that he got from the peanut. It was more than just peanut butter. There's a whole lot. Cole, what's up, lady? How you been? I miss you. We got to teach how to be HOA members, school board members, right? All of those things. We have to teach all those things. I'm gonna have to log off of here, because there's a show that come on after me. So I'm gonna log this off on here, and I'm gonna go to the IG. So y'all come on over to IG, and I may go back live again later on. I got a session that I gotta do later on today. I may go back on live after I go to comedian Stefan's page. But thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for reading the book, for listening to me read the book, and pointing out poems and love notes for me to read that I read to my daughter. I wrote for her. I appreciate y'all so much for being here all the time, sharing your time and space with me. There's a lot we got to do. We got a long way to go, people, but we can do it as long as we do it. We can do it as long as we do it. It only takes a little bit of change to make some change. And we take a little bit of change, before you know, we got $1. Before you know, we got 100,000. Before you know, we got 1 million. It's real easy. Once we got the money, we can put who we want in the office. Put AJ in office, because we know he's going to do right. We just got to put people in office and stop saying, oh, we never. Obama showed that never don't exist no more. And Kamala showed us that nothing that doesn't exist anymore. We got it. We got the power to do it. We just got to do it. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'll be going on IG Live, Coach Josh Smalls. Today, as always, I challenge you to be better today than you was yesterday. I challenge you to love yourself, show yourself that you can be loved, that you're worthy of love, that you deserve love, and that you can love. And by doing that, it reflects on everybody else who sees you, and you can live a wonderful life, having the love that you need and the love that you expect. Allow people to learn what you need. Teach them what they need to know about you. Y'all be good. Y'all be blessed. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning, same time. Happy day to you all, and be good. More importantly, be good to yourself. Peace.